in chapter 12 of Bhagavad-Gita, ends the teaching of what is Tat. You are all very aware of the great statement from Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, Tat Tvam Asi. What it means is, you are that. Then somebody asks, I am what? You are that. What? So, first 6 chapters were about who are you? I know. No, but what you know is not you. What you know about is your body, your mind, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. But you as the soul, you as the traveling soul, you are the Amsha or the very nature of the Lord, nature of Brahman. Do you know? So, first 6 chapters are dedicated to explaining Tvam, you. Then 7 to 12 is about that. That means what? That which you are, which you presently has to aspire. So, who are you presently, which you are mistaking yourself to be, and then finally concluding that as you are Atman. But again, I am an Atman, meaning I am an individual self, I know, but I am not the universal self. I am not the body, maybe. I am not the intellect, buddhi, etc., all that, but I am the soul, I understand. But how and what would make me understand who is or what is that universal presence? So long as I remain as an individual, I am still conditioned and subject to all changes, all afflictions, all sorrows, until I realize there is nothing but there is only one. Ekameva advitiyam Brahma. That she sang also. Satyam Jnanam Anantam, right? Pure existence, awareness, and eternality. So what is that? That is explained from chapter 7 to 12, in which Bhagavan finally showed his Vishwarupa, the cosmic presence, which will not be found in any other scriptures in the world. Except in Rigveda, when Purusha Suktam is said or recited. You all know. Do you know Purusha Suktam? Sahasra Shirusha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva Atyadishtatashangulam Purusha Evedagam Sarvam Yad Bhutam Yad Chalovyam Udamritatvaseshanah Yatannena Tirohaki Etavanasya Mahima. So the universal self alone is in which we are all included. Purusha Evedagam Sarvam. Now, how do I find myself connected to that universal self while I am still suffering or conditioned by what I am? My mind, my thoughts, my emotion, my vasanas. So, Bhagavan has given worship of that cosmic person will reach you to abiding in him or reaching him. This is where he explained bhakti. Yesterday I was explaining that part of it. Bhakti is not just going to a temple, offering some flowers and doing arati. Bhakti is a change of attitude. Mind has to go through a paradigm shift. That I am not this, but I am an expression of the universal self. And everything that I see around also, trees and plants and birds and animals, everything that I have, live or not alive, that one is artificial, I think. This is real. So that is not me. This is me. Artificial ones they do not have life. Anything which is pulsating with life, that life presence is me. And from that universal oneness alone, one can really, truly be free of everything. Otherwise, there will be hatred, anger, passion, lust, greed, jealousy. And that is what has happened with First World War also, Second World War also. The third one is also happening, but we do not see it as happening. Because it is everywhere it is going on. It is not together it is happening, which happened in Second World War probably. Now everywhere there is the unrest, intolerance, attack, anger, destruction, all caused by only looking at the difference. I am different, you are different, my religion is different, your religion is different, my faith is different, your faith is my land, your land. Universal knowledge alone can be the pathway to peace. There is no other way. Nanya panta vimuktaye. So having shown Bhagavan, having shown to Arjun out of love for him the cosmic presence in 11th chapter, and he explained about what is bhakti. Now starts the last section, 13 to 18, about Asi. Tatvamasi, in that Tat is explained in the 7 to 13, Tvam is explained in 1 to 6, and now 13th to 18th is about how to connect Tat and Tvam. Let me give an example. So if you have let's take this. So this is a stainless steel, let us say steel tumbler, right? Any doubt anybody has? Stainless steel or steel tumbler? Okay. Is there two things called stainless steel and tumbler, or one? Nobody's answering. Steel cup or steel tumbler. Are there two things? Only one thing. All right. Steel is an adjective to tumbler, like beautiful flower. When I say beauty is an adjective to that flower. Stainless, steel tumbler.
No. It is made of material. Yeah, it's a material. It's not describing.
Okay. So which is the material?
Steel is the material.
For what?
For the tumbler.
So tumbler has an existence made out of steel.
Correct.
Now, tumbler has no existence other than the steel. Correct?
Yes.
The tumbler is a name given to a particular form of the steel. Vedanta explains that when you say Jagadishvaraha, there are no two things called Jagat and Ishvara. Where there is a division, there is fear, absence of freedom, bondage, and all other things, anger, lust, everything comes out of it. That's why Ramana Maharshi says, Veda bhavana sohamityasau bhavana vida bhavani mada bhava shunya sadbhava susthidihi bhavana balad bhaktiruttama. Where there is Veda, because all devotion starts with Veda. I am different from God. So when I go to a temple, I see Bhagavan Krishna or Shiva or Christ or whatever form it is, Buddha. I see myself as different from the one which is being worshipped there. This is how all religious scriptures talk about God and you. Where there is Veda, where there is a difference, there is some amount of insecurity, fear. Because anything other than me potentially can be a problem to me. I have no problem with my hand. Why? They will say, I don't know, this hand suddenly hits me. It doesn't happen. Because I see myself here as well as there. It cannot possibly be a danger to me. So Veda is the cause of all unrest, insecurity. So when I see this is not, there are two things here. Steel as well as a tumbler. And steel is known or seen or named as tumbler. So too, Ishvara eva Jagat. When you say Jagat Ishvara, not Jagataha Ishvara. It is not God of the world. God is the world. This is where Asi is explained. Asi means you are. Not that the teacher Uddalaka Muni teaching Swetaketu in Chandogya Upanishad, you will be that, you may be that, you will become that, you were that. No. You are that. If I tell you you are human, am I referring to you were human? You will be human? You may be human? You can be human? You should be human? You must be human? No. What I mean is, Tvam Manushyaha Asi. You are. Tvat Tvam Asi. That you are. And the doubt is because of impurities of the mind or lack of faith in the teacher on the scriptures. Or I have my own assumption about myself which is contradicting this statement. How can I be that? I'm born sometime. I'm going to die sometime. How can I be the universal one? So to explain this, Bhagavan starts. First of all, let us understand what you think you are. And then we'll start from there. What do we think we are? Body. So he refers to the body as Kshetram. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramitya vidhiyate etat yo veti tam prahuhu kshetrajna iti tatvidah. Idam shariram. This body is called Kshetram. The very word Kshetra means a field. What is a field? You have cricket field, golf field. Your own field of work also is called a field. Which field you are working on? You may say engineering or medical or journalism, whatever. A field is a place where you work and gain what you want. If a farmer is there and he has a field, he goes there and he, starts to work on the field, prepares for it, and then puts the seed, etc., and then slowly cultivating it and making the yield out of it. All right. So a field is where you reap your result of actions by doing actions. So this body is what? Is a field. Is a place. You live in that place. You are working from that field. So idam shariram kshetram. He kaunteya. Idam shariram kaunteya kshetramitya vidhiyate. Abhidhiyate is known as. Now, I can go on to this little more detail, but I'll cut short to myself. Whenever you say idam, it is not aham. When you say this, it means what? Not I. Correct or not? Do you say this body or I the body? This body is giving a lot of pain to me. This. So whenever you say this, you're distancing yourself. So this chair or this table and this chair is different from me, right? And then you come closer to yourself, this body. That means who are you? So then you will say, I'm my thought or my mind. This mind of mine. What do you mean by it again? Mind is this? Then who are you? So I can see my thoughts. My thoughts, when you say, it's not you. My car my shirt. Our problem is we have something called iPhone. It is, no, my is gone. It's not my phone anymore. I am the phone. That's why you take that phone to places where you won't take even your spouse. iPad. Not my pad. iPad. So aham is where there is no distance. Idam, you already created distance. This son of mine, I'm telling you. Why? Because I'm not, so when the child is born, the mother does not feel the difference because part of that mother was the child. But once that fellow started to express its individuality, this is exactly like his dad. Now, where does this came? The distance started, right? So when you have a teeth, tooth is it is rotten, etc. Until then, when it is removed, oh, this teeth of mine is giving a lot of problem. Okay, so that means teeth is now considered as something you can even see, and externally you can see it is not part of you anymore. So to this physical body, according to Bhagavan Krishna says, idam shariram kaunteya. And one who knows this body all the time, who's who? He's who? Who knows your body all the time? Mirror? You. That one is Kshetram Janati iti Kshetra-kshetrajna. Nya means who knows. Nya Janati. Knows. K-N-O-W-S. So Kshetra-kshetrajna means one who knows this body all the time. Who is that? You. So that idam shariram kaunteya kshetramityabhideyate etat yaha veti. Etat, this yaha, he who veti knows, kshetrajna iti. He is known as kshetrajna iti tatvitaha vadanti. People who have the correct knowledge, they refer to the knower of this field as kshetrajna. In Sankhyan philosophy, it is referred, the matter is referred as Prakriti, and the consciousness referred as Purusha. Bhagavan Krishna takes that also into this chapter. He explains that as well. Now, what you consider as Kshetram? When I understand this body is a Kshetram, and the consciousness, awareness which is aware of this physical body is as Kshetrajna, what this body consists of, or all matters consist of. He explains, Mahabhutanya-hankaraha buddhiravyaktamevacha indriyani dashaikam cha panchachendriya gocharaha ichha dvesha sukham dukkham sangadaschetana-dhritihi etakshetram samasena savikaramutakritam. Any matter you take, it is made of 5 elements only. Earth, water, fire, air, space. This is real?
This is real.
Okay, good. So this is made of 5 elements. That which you can touch and feel and smell, that is the earth. Earth is the smell. Water is the taste. Fire is the form. Air is a touch. Space is the sound. So if I cut this leaf, I don't want to, the petal, there is a sound. That is the nature of space. If I smell, the smell comes flavor or the fragrance, that is earth. But in my tongue, it is tasting, that is water. The form I see is fire. And I can touch and feel the softness, that is air. So, Mahabhutani, these 5 elements, Ahankaraha, ego, Mahabhutani Ahankaraha, Buddhihi, intellect, and Avyakta, the creative power of the Lord, Indriyani Dasha Ekam, 10 sense organs that we have, 5 to see and 5 to act on. eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin, 5 organs of perception, and speech, hands, legs, reproductive organ, and anus, 5, 10 total, plus mind. These 11 plus panchacha indriya gocharaha, 5 objects which you experience through the senses. Things to see, things to hear, things to taste, things to smell, things to touch. This way, pancha mahabhutaha bhutani, ahankara, buddhi, avyakta, pancha indriyani, padasha indriyani, manaha ekam, pancha indriya gocharaha. And then coming to the mind, he says icha, desire, dvesha, anger, sukham, joy, dukkham, sorrow, sangada, association, chetana, awareness in the form of I know, I am conscious of, this thought of consciousness, dhritihi, determination, this all and more is considered as kshetram. Eda kshetram samasena savikaram udahritam, which includes all matter, including your own body, thoughts, mind, intellect, ego. All these are all considered as matter. Why they are called matter? Because without the consciousness, it cannot be known. Anything that cannot be known by itself is matter. Does this flower know that I am talking? It would have gone back, jumped out of the immediately. It is stavaram, it cannot move, even though it may feel, probably. So anything that is not knowing its own existence is matter. Much less it can know existence of anything else. If it does not know its own existence, how will it know anybody else's existence? Even this flower, if it is alive, it is still is listening, or it is responding in some way or the other. I read on a particular report, the birds and animals, they communicate through, sound, correct? Make sound, so other bird would know what you may think that it is sweetly singing the bird. No, actually it's telling the other bird, this fellow is so stupid, don't come anywhere near that. So actually they are communicating, which may not know. So the animals, birds, etc., they speak or they communicate through sound. And we also communicate through many ways. How does a flower or a tree communicate to the other tree, do you think? Smell. So it's a very interesting study that recently took place. The kind of smell that the flower emits, it is to tell the other tree or the plant that there is a danger, or there is beauty, or there is nice things happening. So if there is let us say, a particular worm or something which is eating up a particular tree or plant, that smell, the smell emanating from the tree will tell the other tree, hey, there is a danger coming. Also, it is said that all trees are connected underneath. Under the earth, they are all connected. There is a huge internet connection going on below there. They all communicate. Anyway, coming to the point of, one which does not know its own existence is matter. So the one which is aware of its own existence and also existence of everything else around is Kshetrajna. Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata Kshetra-kshetrajna-yor jnanam yatta jnanam matam mama. I am the Kshetrajna, I am the awareness in all beings. So this is the declaration which you should again and again keep in your mind. Bhagavan, the Lord, is the only presence, and only He alone is there in awareness, as awareness in all living beings. All human, all animal, all birds, all living planets. Anywhere there is life, it is He. So, who are you now? Matter plus consciousness. Correct? Body is matter. And body cannot be known unless there is consciousness. All right. So, now the question is, can consciousness create matter? Or matter can create consciousness? Now, they are making a lot of study on how the life could be possible. Combination of matter, can it bring life? Because other way around, it's not possible that they know. Life cannot, or the consciousness, which is nameless, formless, attributeless, cannot create matter. So, can matter create life? They are struggling to find out that part. So, either they have to accept matter can create life, or they have to accept life can create matter. Vedanta says life cannot create matter, life can appear as matter. Which is, science again can probably come to this point of how the energy in movement can appear like a form, a matter. Right? So a constant vibration of pulsating presence of consciousness make it appear as universe. Therefore, the point Siddhanta takes is that it is called not Arambhavada. It is not such creation started at some point of time. Na Parinamavada. It is not transforming from one condition to another. It is Vivarta. Vividam Vartate. It appears as variety. So, Yavat Sanjayate Kinchit Tattvam Sattvam Stavara Jangamam Kshetra-kshetrajna-yo Sanyogat Tadvitti Bharadarshava. Anything, anywhere you see a form of being, a matter, Yavat Sanjayate Kinchit, anything that is born in this world, Sattvam, which is present, Stavara Jangamam, whether it is Stavara, a plant, or a Jangama, or a moving thing like bird and animal, human, etc. Kshetra-kshetrajna-yoho samyogat. Combination of matter and consciousness, tadvitti bharadashrama. Come to know this. So, who are you then? Again and again, he brings the point. Understand yourself to be pure consciousness, presently appearing as an individual body because you are, with your limited eyes, ears, etc., you are seeing yourself only as a matter. Because eyes cannot see that which does not have form. Nose cannot smell that which has no smell. Similar. So all of them have certain limitation. With the limited equipments, when I look at the world, I see only limited form of the world. Like for example, some 100 years back, people would not think that there are planets or are stars up there. Our masters have already known. Long time back, they have written all these things. They have even given the distance between planets and distance between sun and the earth. But when you look at from the eyes, the regular eyes, can you see the stars? Just because you don't see, you say it's not there. And as they started to develop more and more sophisticated equipments to see means of knowledge, they come to realize what they have never seen before are there. And were there also, before also there. And they will be there because you cannot do anything about it. In the same way, with the limited equipments on limited mind and intellect, when I look at myself, I see myself as a limited edition only. Only when I realize these karanas I have, these instruments that I have, with which I am judging who I am, are itself limited, then I know I am having only limited understanding of myself. That's why Bhagavan gave divine eyes to Arjuna. You cannot see with this. I will give you Divyam dadami te chakshuhu. I'll give you the divine eyes. Now you see me. The same Krishna only, where he was standing there, same Krishna which he had seen as 400, one standing there. Now the same one, he could see as the universal form. Like your VR, VR. No, don't worry about that. Let it be. It will go on. Don't worry. So, we are, don't worry, sit down. So, what we are is what? Is it really there? With a limited, equipment that you are able to see things which are not even there. And people who are wearing that, they move about as though they're, and others looking at what happened to them. Oh, I'm falling. Oh, no. Nothing is happening. It's like a person who is sitting and lying down in a dream and dreaming about something horrible. You are watching him. What will you look? How will you judge that person? He's crying. Oh, I'm going down the hill and the tiger is chasing. You wake up. Nothing is happening there. Similarly, all of us are in a kind of a self-created illusion, and the masters come and say, come out of it. And they are so compassionate that they come into our life and say, get out of it. Like if I get into your dream, when you are crying, that your tiger is chasing, I come into your dream, get out. Will you believe me? First question I'll ask, are you part of my dream or not? If you are part of my dream, then I only created you. Right? I cannot get into your dream. First of all, that is not possible. If at all, if it is possible, they are working on it also. Now, if I get into your dream and say, get out of it, you will ask, who are you now? Are you part of my dream? If I say, no, I'm not part of it, then how did you get in? So we don't believe in the Guru. Why? Because who is he? How is he that saying that get out? Get out to what? So, Bhagavan says, when you understand me as present in all things equally, Sarvada Panipadam Yati Sarvadokshi Shiromukam Sarvada Shrudiman Loke Sarvamavritya Tishtati. I am all the hands, all the feet, all the eyes, all the faces, all the mouth is me. Sarvada Panipadam Yati Sarvada Akshi Shira Mukam Sarvada Shruti Mat Loke Sarvamavritya Tishtati. I am staying as the entire universe. Entire body, the universe is my body. So you're all included in that. When you understand this way, and then he says, even though I am all hands, all feet, all eyes, etc., but I operate unaffected by what those senses are. He says, Sarvendriya Gunabhasam, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. I operate through all the senses of all beings, yet I'm not affected by what I see, what I hear. Sarvendriya Guna Abhasam, Sarvendriya Vivarjitam. Asaktam Sarva Bhutesh, Sarva Brichaiva, Nirgunam Guna Bhoktrucha. The interesting point is that even though we are living, the consciousness is what we are, and we are presently within this so-called enclosure of the body, within the feelings and thoughts, etc., we are not able to separate ourselves from this because we are too attached to it. My thoughts and me, I am not able to separate so easily. How many of you want a coffee right now? Starbucks. No? I put that thought into your head. Okay? So suddenly you start smelling that also. Because the thought has the ability to do that. I'm telling you. Gongura chutney. No, the moment I say Gongura chutney, I'm sure as soon as you heard that, saliva comes. How did that saliva come by? Just a thought. Think about the power of the thought. A thought can create physical reactions, even though it is not real. This is what happens in the dream, or anybody who imagining things also. A thought itself can create physical reactions where there is no reality at all. So too, all our emotions and thoughts, emotions called anger, lust, passion, greed, jealousy, all these are all able to create physical reactions. So, being a victim of this, we are not able to separate ourselves from what the thoughts create as the world and the world of experiences to us. Much less, obviously, the external world, when I see something, getting attracted is one thing, but my mind creating its own and getting attached to that. Bhagavan says, me, even though I am in the midst of it, not attached. Asaktaha, sarvabruchaiva, nirgunam gunabhoktrucha. Bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charamevacha sukshmatvat tadavijneyam durastam chantike chatat. So beautiful. Each verse is so deep. I am outside and inside as well. Bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charamevacha. I am inside as well as outside. I am moving, but actually I am not moving. This apparent contradiction is unavoidable in philosophy. Because what we experience is one thing, what actually is another. Now, can you move within yourself? Try. I am very moved. You cannot move within yourself, can you? You can move from place A, point A to point B. But within you, can you move? So Bhagavan says, I seem to be moving, but actually I am not. Why? Obviously, I am everywhere. How can I move? Within me, I cannot move. So to the Lord, who is everywhere, how can he move anywhere? Acharam. But everything looks to be moving. Sharamevacha. I am outside and inside. See, look, like this example. Here there is a room. There is space. Outside also there is space. When you open or remove this wall, does the space go outside? Does it?
No.
It's already outside. The apparent illusion that outside, inside is created by the wall. Similarly, bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charamevacha. And you cannot understand this unless you pay attention. Sukshmatva tadavijneyam. Because it is so subtle, therefore you do not understand this. Durastam, as though it remains as far away from your understanding. But actually, who am I? Antike. I am the closest possible. The closest possible because, as I said, aham. Beyond the aham, this cannot go further. I am. This I am is the closest. Beyond that, closest to that, there cannot be anything. Our Gurudev used to say, when he used to come from an international travel, let us say, maybe some 18, 20 hours, he will come out of the car fresh like a flower, smiling. So others will say, Swamiji, 20 hours you traveled and you are not tired. You will say, I didn't travel. Flight did. I am sitting in one place, useless. What am I doing? Eating and sleeping. Where am I tired? And people have this illusion. I'm tired. Why? 20 hours I traveled. What did you do? What did you do? Ate, watch movies, slept. Ate, watch movies, slept. What are you tired of? What are you tired of? Jetlog, jadalog. You see, it's a mental, you have a feel, oh, I traveled 20 hours, I should be tired. Why are you conditioning that way? Some people cannot sleep in the flight. There's another problem. I'm flying. You are not flying. You're sitting. You understand that. I can't sleep. Why can't you sleep? I'm flying. Think that you are in your room. Sleep. I sleep like a log of wood. Get into the flight and sleep. So anyway, coming back to the point. So, Durastam, it appears to be far away from you. But who am I? Antika, so close to you. Bahirantasta bhutanam acharam charamevacha sukshmatva tadavigneyam. It is because so subtle, it is difficult to understand. And again he says, I am the brilliance that is there, because of which you come to know everything. Because just like in a dark room, when you bring a light, because of which everything gets illumined equally. Is it not? It is not that when you bring the light goes in one direction only. It lights up the entire place, right? In the same way, me, the consciousness, Jyotisham apita jyotihi tamasa paramuchyate jnanam gneyam jnanagamyam hridi sarvasya vishtitam. Where am I? In your heart. Sarvasya hridi vishtitam. I have entered and being there in all hearts. As what? Jyoti. As a light. It is such a light, with which light you can see even darkness. See, when you bring light, you can see darkness. Try to see light and darkness with the light. Can you? That's why sun, you ask him, good night, sun. What? What is good night for me? There is no night for me. Wherever I am, there is light only. Similarly, where there is light, there is no darkness. But Jyotisham vitajyodihi, this light of consciousness is that tamasa paramuchyate. It can even see the darkness. Is it not when you are, we as a consciousness, we see the light as well as the darkness? It has a philosophical essence also. By consciousness, you know what you know, but you also know what you don't know. So consciousness is neither knowledge or ignorance. We cannot brand it as knowledge because it knows ignorance also. Jyotisham vitajyodihi tamasa paramuchyate. Therefore he says, jnanam, this is awareness, gneyam, to be known, jnanagamyam. By the correct thinking, you will come to know it. Hridi sarvasya vishtitam. He doesn't say only the intelligent people, Pandita Loka, and those people who studied scriptures only know it. No. Once Ramana Maharshi was approached by a person from a village, and Ramana Maharshi was surrounded by a lot of scholars who were talking high on the, Brahman, Atman discussion was going on in Sanskrit. This young man went to him and said, Maharaj, I do not know what they are talking. Brahman, Atman, I don't know. So I don't know the language which they are talking also. So because I have never read anything, I have not studied, I have not gone to school. So I am an ignorant person. I have no knowledge. Can I realize who I am? So Ramana Maharshi said, do you know that you are ignorant? Yes. Hold on to the one who knows you are ignorant. That's all. All these people are talking and I don't worry about those. Go. Just hold on to that awareness which knows the ignorance also. Finished. In one line, it's over. So that is the greatness of Mahatmas. They won't go on to lecture hundreds of lectures to explain this. The one who knows your own ignorance, that is what you are. Idi kshetram tata jnanam gneyam cha uktam samasataha madbhakta etat vijnaya madbhavaya upapatyate. Bhagavan says, this way I have explained to you what is kshetram, what is kshetrajna. Idi kshetram tata jnanam cha uktam samasataha. Only in brief I have spoken about this. One who knows this, he will definitely reach me, no doubt about that. So, this is the first topic which we saw, Kshetra-kshetrajna-viveka-kaarinyai. This chapter is indeed huge and very, very deep. And one of the chapters Gurudev loved most, this 13th chapter. Even 13 is not a very auspicious number, but 13 is the most beautiful. Interesting thing is, whenever I'm flying, and this 13th, nobody takes it. I always take it. What is the thing? Many people don't even sit in that. And some places they don't even have 12 and then 14. What happened in between? So 13th chapter is so beautiful and so deep. It is a foundation for the next 4, 5, 6 chapters, 5 chapters. Now, next topic is Drda-vairaagya-kaarinyai Namah. Because this knowledge being so subtle, unless our mind is fully available to it, we will not be able to comprehend it. Many people say, we don't have time, Swamiji. समय नहीं मिलता है ये सब करने के लिए. आप टीवी देखते हो, कुछ छोड़ो. You will find lot of time. Newspaper पढ़ते हो, छोड़ो. No, because we have time for all these things, and it doesn't add value to us. It doesn't add any value. And if you have read something or seen some news, etc., you cannot stop but talk about it.
Yeah.
Right? So that also waste of time. I'm talking about on the phone, my God. Internet, another one. I call it Indrajal. Indrajal, Jala means net. Indrasya Jala. Indrajal is considered as a name for Maya, or the magic. What is the magic? Nobody understands. And the Jala is that which takes from one to another, one to another, one to another. Then there's no end to it. So internet is also like that only. If you put one, there are 100 possibilities. And then put one, another 100 possibilities. So don't say you don't have time. You don't know how to use time. That's all it is. So why we are not able to find ourselves moving forward in our spiritual seeking is because we lack the ability to let go things which are unimportant to us. This is called Vairagya. Vairagya word is not to be misunderstood as some kind of a dry, useless, uninterested existence. Vairagya kasya sukam na karoti vairagya. Shankaracharya says, what joy Vairagya cannot give. Ability to let go immediately releases you. The freedom, if somebody said something, some thought has come, some disturbance, some old memory, if you are able to let go of it, at that very moment itself, you are peaceful. Nobody need to give it to you. It is like if I'm holding on to this, it's a Chinmaya, okay. Right. If I keep holding on to it like this for some next 10 minutes, what will happen to me? It will become heavy. This will become heavy. As it become heavy, I will feel heavy. My hand is useless. Right? Not only I have pain in the hand, but the hand cannot be used for anything else. In the same way, when you hold on to any thought for too long, it will weigh heavy and your mind become useless. That's what it is. So Vairagya is an intelligent approach to life where you know that it is no more adding value to you without any kind of hesitation. Leave it there. So Drda-vairaagya-kaarinyai Namah. So Bhagavad-Gita explains what are the things you should do as internal adjustments that will make you capable of becoming subtle in your thinking, make you yourself available to yourself. It is like, when we were growing up, my brother is here. So we used to have the FM radio. So where the Vividha Bharati. And the signal is not that easy to get. So we have tuning and there's something called fine tuning. When you find, especially when not during Vividha Bharati. Cricket match. That's somewhere, BBC, somewhere you can't hear so easily. So you have to go to a particular spot with the fine tune. get that signal. So in the same way, mind has to be fine-tuned. And he gives 20 values on that, 20 things to do. See, there are two terms we should understand, vasana and samskar. They look alike. Vasanas are those which you are born with. Samskaras are those which you are given. Like when you take a child to the Balvihar or teach them chanting and sutram, etc., at that point of time, they may not understand what it means. But later on, as they grow, they will get to think about it because it's already ingrained in them. Myself and my brother, we used to go to Vishnu Sahasranama chanting. When we were young, and we used to go every day to the temple in the evening, and then we have to sit there and chant. At that time, we chanted, mechanically, I just recited it. Later on, when I came to Sandipani, every word made sense to me. Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaraha Bhuta Bhavya Bhavat Prabhu Bhutakrit Bhuta Bhavo Bhutatma Bhuta Pavanaha Bhutatma Paramatma Cha Muktanam Paramagati. Every word is so important. And at that time, I don't need to struggle to remember that. While other students are, so how do I memorize this? I have no problem because I already know it. I have to think about the meaning only. So when you give these kind of positive attributes to the child, you are actually creating samskar. What is called samskaranat samskaraha iti uchate. Samskara means purification. You are actually tuning the mind. Gurudev calls even the Gayatri Mantra as tuning the mind. You are tuning it. So in the same way, there are 20 different ways to tune your mind. Meaning, as I said, when I come to recognize this particular habit of mind or particular engagement in this world or particular way of thinking is no more helpful to me, I should drop it. Then only you will find yourself having enough time to develop your own thinking or study or contemplate or meditate. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, shantihi, arjavam, acharyopasanam, shaucham, stairyam, atmavinigraha, indriyarteshu vairagyam, anahankar evacha, janma mrityu jara vyadi, dukkhadoshanu asaktarana vishwangaha, prutradara grihadishu, nityam cha samachittatvam, nitya ishto nishtopapadyishu, maicha ananya yogena, bhaktiravya vicharini, vivikta seva vivikdesha sevitvam, aradirjana samsati, adhyatma jnana nityatvam, tattva-jnanartha darshanam. 20. Should I explain each one of them? There's no time for that. Few of them. Let us say amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa. These three let us take. Thinking yourself too much about yourself is called manitvam. A pride. I am so and so. And this itself will occupy you quite a bit. Because if somebody doesn't think that you are great, think about being in that presence of that person. You feel yourself very great. You are very proud of your own achievement. And somebody says, I'm useless. How dare you say that? So your ego is hurt because somebody is not, recognizing who you are. See, for example, I go to the airport with this dress. Do you think everybody in this, should I expect everybody in the airport? Swamiji, how stupid that can be. Do I? And that's why I don't even wear this when I'm going to the airport. Because I know I am Swami. Why should I tell anybody else? How does it matter for them? It doesn't matter to them at all. And do I doubt, I'm wearing this dress. Am I a Swami? I don't wear for two reasons. One, they make me like a Christ every time I go. Open, I have to check you all through. And they always look as if it's suspicious. What is that? Anyway, So when you are proud about yourself, and if the world doesn't recognize this, does it not hurt you? And also, you wherever you go, you try to show off yourself as so and so. And your mind constantly on that. So Vairagya is amanitvam. Get rid of that. Second one is adambitvam. Damba is where what you are not, but you are showing yourself to be that. The first one you are, but others don't accept, you get disturbed. What you are not, you are showing to show to the world. Superficial, pseudo personality. In fact, the word personality comes from Greek word personae, which means a mask. In the Greek dramas, when they did not have them speakers, obviously there is not much of a light. They put, even in Kathakali and all in Kerala, they don't put artificial light. They put the huge lamp in front, and then only they do the performance, because they need to do it outside, in some, outside in the field or outside in the normal ground. There is no light at all. In the same way, when the Greek originally in that culture, when they were doing the street dramas, they were wearing certain masks, as even they do in the Kathakali, etc. Rakshasas will have some kind of a mask, and then Rama will have one another. The female also played by the male only. So they also have, so you can distinguish, oh, this is a villain, this is a hero, this is a heroine. In the same way, we all are wearing first layer, foundation, second layer. So the mask that you wear, that is called person. So personality means what? Wearing a mask. So dambitvam means showing off to the world what you are not. It's a pseudo personality you are projecting to the world. Not doing that is Vairagya. See how beautifully Bhagavan brings this point. Vairagya is not running away from things, hating the world, disinterested. No. Just give up these things. Amanitvam, adambitvam, ahimsa, manasa, vacha, karmana, anyan, na himsakaranam. It's called ahimsa. Not hurting anybody by either speech or action or even by thought. Giving up that is Vairagya. So this way, he gives 20 different ways. And he finally says, Etat jnanamiti proktam, ajnanam yatatonyata. This would lead you to knowledge. This ability to let go of those things which you recognize as not useful for your own personal growth, that giving up is called Vairagya, and that will lead you to knowledge. So, Drda-vairaagya-kaarinyai Namah. And as I said earlier, this very Kshetram and Kshetrajna, Kshetram is body and all matter. Kshetrajna is the consciousness which is not only residing in it and making it possible. Now, this flower, for example, if there is no life, after some time you will see, because it is connected to water, there is still oxygen. Correct? Slowly the water is gone, or it is no more capable of drawing its energy from this water. What will be the condition? Slowly wither away, and it will lose its flowers. Now, dead. Actually, the moment you picked up from the tree, it's just dead. But your artificial, sustenance is there. Like, person who's stopped breathing on oneself, then you put mask, right? And making him or her breathe. And this is what we are doing to this, artificially making it to survive for some more time. Once Bernard Shaw was asked this question, I do not see you in your home, because the tradition is to keep a bunch of flowers on the dining table. I never see you putting a bunch of flowers or even offer a bouquet to anybody. Why don't you do that? Don't you love flowers? I do love flowers. Like I do love kids, but I don't cut off their head and give it to somebody. Take it. The moment you picked up from the tree, it is over. Therefore, even the fruits, moment you pick up from the tree, its life is over. Then what do? Transport it for next 10 days to other end of the world in the fridge, in the refrigerator. And then after that, it stays in the warehouse for another 20 days. Then it comes to the Costco for another 20 days. And then it stays 25 days in your fridge. Already 2 months are over. And then you eat. Nothing is there. Only taste value. Even that is not there nowadays. So the life expressing itself beautifully, that very life is referred as Purusha, and what it expresses through is called Prakriti. Therefore, he says, Purusha Prakritistohi, in all of us also. The Purusha is none other than Kshetrajna in this context, because Arjuna asks, who is a Purusha? Purusha, because this particular terminology came from Sankhya philosophy. Purusha Prakritistaha. Even though the Purusha is staying inside the matter, what it does? Bhumte Prakritijan Gunan. It experiences the qualities of the matter. In the Sankhya philosophy, Purusha and Prakriti both are equally true. They don't have a concept of God. In Sankhya philosophy, Purusha is consciousness, Prakriti is matter, and they are always together. Wherever there is life, there is together. Like today's science does not believe in God, but they believe in consciousness. But they do not say world is not. World is an illusion, they don't accept. Slowly it has come to that point. Recent Nobel Prize was given to whom? What is the statement?
The world is what? Connected.
World is unreal. That is the recent Nobel Prize that is given to those scientists. So, but otherwise, they don't say God. Yeah. Let me complete this thought. No, let me complete the thought process and then we'll come to that. So, the world and the consciousness both are equally true. And that is a Sankhya concept. Whereas in the Vedanta, what it says, they are two all right, but one appearing as a two. For example, I have two hands. The left and right and left I have. It doesn't mean it is independent and this is independent. It appears to be independent, but connected to me. I am here also, in this also, in this also. So too, Bhagavan Krishna, what he says, accepting the Sankhya philosophical thought process as Purusha and Prakriti, and then but what he says, both are me only. But presently, Purusha Prakritistaha, staying in the Prakriti, Bhungte Prakritijan Gunan, experiences the qualities of the Prakriti. Karanam, what is the reason for that? Guna Sanghasya. Karanam Guna Sangosya Sadasat Yoni Janmasu. In this way, when he experiences the qualities of the Prakriti and gets attached to it, wanting to repeat it, that is a cause of repetition of birth and death. So, Vairagya is what? Knowing that qualities of Prakriti is qualities of Prakriti. I am the one who is the life giver of that very Prakriti, but even as I'm experiencing the qualities of the Prakriti, good or bad, whatever it is, I have no attachment to repeat this. We cannot live in this world, close our eyes and walk around, right? We are living in this world, seeing, hearing everything. But what you see, hear, taste, smell, etc., should it occupy your mind? That is your choice. If it occupies your mind, you feel like repeating that experience. And the repeating experience means vasanas. So that's why people say, Swamiji, you gave up gulab jamun? Yes. For whole life? Yeah, next life I will take it. No, but why? Why even say that? For that very thought of gulab jamun, you have to come back again. See, when I know it is not necessary for me, I don't need to even regret that I'm not having. If you regret, then there is still a desire still there. So when a person is able to recognize that attachment is the cause of the continuous cycle of birth and death, even though he is right sitting in the middle of the matter, he can remain detached. That is the way to liberation. And the way to make this possible is recognize that consciousness is the closest available to you that you are. Presently, we still make a difference. I am consciousness, we are not able to say. I have consciousness is what we say. Bhagavan says, Upadrashtanumantacha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha Paramatmedi Chapyuktaha Dehesmin Purushaha Paraha. Upadrashta means the closest one who watches you. Anumanta, he allows you to do things. Not that he will stop you. If you want to enjoy something, chalo, karo. Upadrashta Anumanta. Bharta. Bharta is not Bangan. Bharta means one who is sustaining you constantly, supporting you. Bhokta. He is enjoying with you. He is not away from. Who is he? Maheshwaraha. He is also referred in the Vedanta as Paramatma iti cha apiyukta. He is also referred as Paramatma. Dehesmin, in this body, Purushaha Paraha. He is the one. So that way, Bhagavan brings Sarvabhut, Samam Sarveshu Bhuteshu Tishtantam Parameshwaram Vinashyatsu Avinashyantam Yapashyati Sapashyati. One who is able to see the one who is constantly present, same in all. Such a person alone can see, others don't see it. Only especially when two Madarasis are talking. You see? Don't you see? You see what I'm saying? Do you see? See means what? Do you understand? Others will wonder, what are they saying? They are saying see. What are they saying? You see? You see? You see means you do understand. That's why Bhagavan says, Yap pashyasi tapashyasi pachyati. One who sees, he sees. What is he saying? He understands. So, Kshetra-kshetrajna-viveka-kaarinyai antaram jnana chakshusha. So, the difference between antaram, jnana chakshusha, with your eye of knowledge, Kshetra-kshetrajna-yoho antaram. The difference between Kshetra, matter, and Kshetrajna, the consciousness, jnana chakshusha pashyati. Bhuta prakriti moksham cha ye viduhu yati. Jayanti te param. Such people who have clearly recognized the difference, thereafter they don't mistake themselves to be the matter. Such people reaches the highest immortality. This is how he concludes. So we saw two topics here: Kshetra-kshetrajna-viveka-kaarinyai Namah and Drda-vairaagya-kaarinyai Namah. We'll come to your question now. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkhabhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.